All right, guys, we are here. Going to give it a few minutes, see who else shows up, see all who's here. When you pop in, just say hi so I know you're here. Me. Hmm. Yeah, I saw that. I just had to, yeah, I'm not sure why it did that. That's odd. I'm going to have to look and see why it was acting that way. That's weird. But it should be able to be seen on the live page, though, now, I think. And sound, yeah. Yeah, I can see here, at least it's showing up on the live page. So, all right, that's good to know. That's good to know. And I can get rid of this page. All right. I'm telling you, everybody's on strike today. All righty. Well, we might as well get started. Get rid of all those pages there. Yay. All right, at least Shana and Rebecca found me. That's, I don't know why it took us to the live page instead of a direct link to the video. But I'm sure it was me. I'm sure I did something wrong. Yes, don't forget to hit like. All righty. So let's do some looking around at, was it you, Rebecca, who was asking about the tags for an Insight Factory? You weren't quite sure how accurate some of the tags were that they would recommend. But we will just pick something. Hi, Leanne. Yeah, I thought so. All right. So let's was there a particular product you were wondering about the tags or just in general? Because we can take a look at tags right away and try and determine how good their tag suggestions are. I'm going to go into clip art a while. And let's look for different. All right, let's just look at, let's do a tumbler wrap, just in general, to look at the tag recommendations. Obviously, we're going to have a lot. So let's do spring tumbler wrap. Okay, and here we have some cute spring tumbler wrap designs, and I'm just going to go with, let's do the spring coquette bow tumbler wrap here. Let's take a look at that and jump right into the keyword research, because that's what we want. We want to look at the tags. All right, so we're looking at the tags here. This first one here was just released in February and 92 sales already. So let's take a look at the tags for this one. What in the world? Both my screens just went black for a second. All right, we're going to look at this one here. And let's view it on Etsy. And then let's have it copy the best-selling, what they call the best-selling tags, okay? And we're over here, and we're going to go to product analytics in our Everbee, and we're going to go down here and look at the tags and see what Everbee says about the tags. Okay, the Bose tumbler wrap. But do we see that over here? Yeah, see some of these, I'm surprised. Yeah, I see where your questions are, because these are really broad. Well, some of them might be wrong, because I think they take these tags based on the listings that are here. And unfortunately, some people put the wrong tags in. But I'm just trying to look at these and see how good they really would be to use them. So let's do like the Coquette Easter PNG. We're looking over here at this listing that's had so many sales, and I'm honest to goodness, I'm not sure how it's had so many sales. Not that it's not a cute design, but this seller must have a big following. Let's look at the no, they don't. That is crazy. Okay, well, let's go back in here and look at this. I am surprised because if I look at these tags over here, okay? Bose tumbler wrap, that's not bad. That gets some good search and there 10,000 isn't a lot of competition in the grand scheme of things. Bunny ears tumbler, there's only 564. That's a pretty good tag. Um, but then you get down here to some of these others, Easter pattern, Easter tumbler, and 176,000 competition, 624,000 competition. Bows and eggs, that's a good one. Easter tumbler wrap, that's only got 15,000 competition, so that's not bad. But, a lot of these have pretty stiff competition, so I'm surprised that a shop that let's go back here and look, that only has 329 sales and only 376 listings is getting this kind of traction on this design. This is just a really, really cute design though. I have to say I like that with the lipstick and the bows and the bunny ears and things like that. But if we go back over here and look at the tags that they have recommended, let's look. Let's go up here. Let's search. Happy Easter PNG. Come on. Happy Easter PNG. 217 monthly searches. That's not bad. But, all right, let's do keyword research. Here we go. Happy Easter PNG. This is saying 37,000 competition, 218 searches roughly a month. That's not too bad, I guess. So that would be a good one. Sublimation design, we know, is going to be super high competition. Sublimation design, 763,000. So that's a lot. Sublimation tumbler. You know what? I do not like Everbee for keywords. Let's go look at eRank to check and see what kind of decent keywords these really are. Sublimation design. Let's look at that. You do have a lot of searches, but we have over 1 million competition. So, I mean, while that's a good good tag to use because it is what you are selling, it's not something that's going to get you. I would hope most of these tags that Insight Factory recommends are, low competition tags too. So this one isn't bad. Easter tumbler wrap, only 12,000 competition. So that one's good. I'm not even going to bother with the 20-ounce tumbler wrap because we know that is, again, that's going to be just like generic tumbler wrap. It's going to have a lot of competition. So let's look at spring tumbler wrap. And that only has 14,000 competition. So that is a good tag to use. Tumbler wrap PNG is probably going to be a lot of high competition as well. Let's see. I'm just curious now. You had me thinking, Rebecca, about whether or not the tags Insight Factory recommends are actually good tags to use. It's a lot of competition on Tumbler Wrap PNG, but I expected that. And they have you doing 20-ounce tumbler wrap written 2 different ways. So let's look at it. Let's see. That one's got quite a bit of competition too. And, you know, newer shops are not gonna rank for those keywords or those tags, or probably not at any rate. So let's look at Coquette Easter PNG. All right, that only has 1,000 competition, so that is a good one. Hi there. And Coquette Tumbler. Let's see what that one says. To anyone who wandered in late, what we are doing right now is checking to see if the tags the Insight Factory recommends you use are actually good tags to use for your design. This is another good one, the Coquette Tumbler, that's only got 12,000 competition, so that is yet another good one. Florals Tumbler Wrap. And I would imagine E-Rank went on strike today too, apparently. Okay, Florals Tumbler Wrap. That's about 93,000. That's high competition, but it's not quite as crazy as some of them. Okay. Happy Easter PNG. And what I was saying before E-Rank so rudely made me log in again is that obviously this is all going to vary, you know, product to product. Okay, Happy Easter PNG, 55,000. That's high, but it's not crazy high. Digital download we know is going to be high, and I'm pretty sure Coquette Bow PNG is going to be really high competition as well. But let's look at this and see. That's not as bad as I thought. It's only 42,000. Okay. So while they do give you some tags, they do recommend some tags here that are pretty high competition. There were several sprinkled in here that are relatively low competition as well. So, I mean, overall, I don't think the tags that they generated, at least for this particular keyword, which is spring coquette bow tumbler wrap, you know, I don't think the tags that they recommend are all that bad. Um, let's look at the title. It tells you or generates for you. Let's see if that's good. What in the... Okay. All right, so it gives you 7 different title options: Spring Coquette Bow Tumbler Wrap PNG, Digital Download, Sublimation Design, Cute Aesthetic. So it does give you some pretty good title recommendations, and then it also tells you the search terms that would be covered by this title: Spring, Coquette, Bow, Tumbler, Wrap, PNG, Digital Download, Sublimation Design, Cute, and Aesthetic. And those would all mix and match too, depending on what the user searched for, because that's how Etsy uses your tags. If you put, you know, even if you put all these in as tags separately, uh, Etsy would mash them together. If somebody came and searched for spring bow coquette tumbler, it would mix and match because you have all of those words in your tags or in your title. So the titles aren't bad that it generates either. But since we are doing this, might as well check out there's the tags it generates. Let's see what it does for the product description. And celebrate spring with our delightful spring coquette bow tumbler wrap PNG. Perfect for your sublimation projects. 20-ounce tumbler wrap features charming floral designs and a cute coquette bow, making it an ideal choice for your Easter celebrations. And it does repeat the spring coquette bow tumbler wrap a couple times, so you're getting your keywords in your description as well. So overall, at least on this tumbler wrap particularly, overall, I think it did a pretty good job at the tags, the recommended tags. So, you can double check them if there's a couple. If it gives you some and you're doubtful, you can always double check them in eRank or Everbee, or even take them to Etsy and see how many people are searching for them, in the search box. But now that we're in here looking at this is actually the spring coquette bow tumbler wrap. Let's look down here. It's saying we only have 296 competition for this keyword, so that's really good in and of itself. Let's scroll down. It says limited variety, few listings focus on unique color combinations or themes outside of spring and Easter. Well, I mean, that makes sense because it is spring coquette bow, but you could probably do summer ones and things like that if you wanted to vary. And says many listings incorporate floral and coquette aesthetics, indicating a strong preference for feminine and spring themed designs. And yes, it is spring, so that would make perfect sense. But these are really cute. And let's just look at some of the other. I didn't want to go there. What did I do? Oh, I wanted to go back to the keyword. So anyway, though, this one with the bows and the bunny ears, that is really adorable. Here's cherries and bows, and this one was only released at the end of February, and 16 sales, so that's pretty good. And we are looking at sales this week, and there's what we got here? 1, 2, 3. This one was just released on the 15th, and it's already had 3 sales. So, and that one is tulips. So that one's pretty cute. Tulips and bows. And this looks like your little Easter peeps, or the bunnies, the marshmallow bunnies. This one is bows and ribbons. So the pink coquette is still really, really popular. Yeah, and compare. Yeah, publish both at the same time and just see which one performs better. And I would also use different thumbnails, different mock-up images to when you're doing A/B testing. So this one doesn't look too bad. That one, if you wanted to do some spring tumblers, that would be good. Are there other products we want? I know we look at tumbler wraps quite a bit. So, well, this one though, spring animal tumbler wraps, chickens, people, chickens, chickens, chickens. Everybody loves chickens right now. I guess because egg prices are so crazy. I don't know. But this one is just spring animal, no specific animal. And Let's go here. We got rabbit, chicken, floral, and oh, kids sippy cups. They're putting them on the sippy cups. Products that combine floral designs and animal themes. That one. And market gaps. Most listings focus on the 20-ounce tumblers. So if you did like the sippy wrap or the sippy cup tumblers that are a little smaller, or even the 40-ounce tumblers, that is a a little bit of a market gap you might. And it says seasonal themes. It says, while Easter is popular, there is potential for more diverse seasonal themes beyond spring. So you could do summer animals, you could do fall animals, you could do winter animals, things like that. Strong preference for animal themed designs, particularly rabbits and chickens, indicating a trend towards cute and playful aesthetics. And yes, with the designs they're showing here, I do understand the spike in sales around Easter. But that's not too bad. Let's look at the keyword research on this, just because we are already in here. 63 sales, and this was listed on February 1st. So this chicken design, your seamless chicken design, that is really cute. And we all know how easy that would be to create in Recraft. You could do an entire series of different, say, farm animals even. Rabbits, chickens, ducks, geese, cows. They're always popular. Even pigs, I believe. I just talked to my son on the phone yesterday, and he said, he lives in Tennessee, and they just had the kids at some 4-H competition. So, you have your 4-H people with like your show cows, your show pigs, your goats, things like that. So those would be something to think about. This one, it looks like it's rabbits. Yep. Really cute little bunnies. And this is in 12 different carts. This is an absolutely ridiculous sale. There is no money. They're giving this away. They are literally giving this away. I got to look at this shop. 651 sales. Yeah. I mean, they've got some cute designs, but when you're giving your shop away for 51 cents a piece, you are not making any money at all. I mean, I'm sure Canadian money is different than American money, but they can't be making that much. Don't sell your stuff for 51 cents. That's what I'm saying. All right. So, what other products do we want to look at today besides tumbler wraps? Let's get going and find something else. Anyone else? Somebody asked last week about greeting cards. Let's do greeting card PNG, see if anything pops up. Not a lot. Not a lot. Sweet 16 birthday PNG. And these look, excuse me. These look like just clip art images and things like that you could use. Yeah. Clip art and SVGs. And what is this? Invitation. Yeah, Sweet 16 invitation. So I'm not really seeing anything for greeting card. Well, let's do this. Let's go into keyword research and put in greeting card PNG and see if we get anything back. Okay, we got a few things, but this is this month. 21,000 results in competition for greeting card PNG. All right. These are vintage birthday card covers, retro art. So there is a market for them. I do not believe it's a huge market, but that is cute. The retro greeting card images. Ketchup. This is just a frame. It's not a. So I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot for greeting cards. The thing is pretty much any PNG, any transparent PNG you make can be used as a greeting card image. Any PNG period, even if it's not transparent background, you can size it to fit on a greeting card. So greeting card PNG is good to have in your tags because for your general PNG images, obviously not if you were doing, something specifically made for like a Tumblr, but any standalone PNG that people are going to use multi-purpose for like t-shirts or tote bags or puzzles or anything of that nature. I don't see why you couldn't add greeting card PNG to your tags because those images would be appropriate. Any image you make that you think would be appropriate for a greeting card, I would add the greeting card PNG to my tags because it's a very low competition keyword. But what else do we want to look at? Anyone else got an idea what potential products you might want to see? We can go back to let's go over here in the clip art trends. Let's look at let's just look at trending clip art. See what we get in here. Let's do beginner friendly because we know we're getting low competition that way. Grave cross clip art. Okay. That is not what I expected to see, but those are very pretty. I'm guessing because of Easter is a possibility. I'm only seeing one sale though. We'll see when we go into the keyword research. Grave cross clip art. Recent sales indicate activity but lack of seasonal pattern. Okay. So let's look at this. There's only 20 competition, but I want to see if there's any sales happening either. This month, this week, last month. Yeah, this doesn't grab me. That doesn't look like something I would jump on. I might do cross clip art, but grave cross clip art, I think that's somebody just grabbing at super low competition and not concerning themselves at all with, although it says 2 listings on the first page had sales this week, which is just mind-boggling. All right. Blue balloons. There we go. Pastel balloon garland clip art. That's very low competition. Boho nursery decor. Sale occurred last week. Yeah, I don't know. I think you can do good with, balloon clip art in general. This one might be down there, though. That's just a little too niche down. Last week. Yeah, no, not recently. Okay, that's not anything we are interested in. We've done the middle-aged woman. We know that's been trending for the last several weeks. Law firm clip art. That's something different. We have not seen that one, I do not think. Not recently, anyway. 23 competition. Total recent sales, 7. 1 from each of the 5 listings of watercolor office clip art. Okay, that's not too bad. Trending phrases based on the data set: law office clip art, lawyer watercolor clip art, and commercial use clip art. Let's go look at the keyword research. Okay, 23 results for competition for law firm clip art. This week, last week, today, last month, but these are kind of not they're just, this is like just a plain SVG. These are completely not what I think of when I think of clip art. Those are like emblems or logos, and this is just a plain black and white SVG. But it looks like all the nice clip art images are in fact making sales. This one was just listed in January. So let's take a look at this. Okay. Monthly sales average of 12 total sales. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Excuse me. Mm. All right, so law firm clip art. That might be something to think about if you do clip arts. There's not a lot of competition for that. That looks pretty good. Lawyer clip art. Daily routine, kids routine clip art. I have been seeing this quite a bit lately. Kids routine clip art boy. That only has 23 competition for that particular keyword. Again, if you do clip art, this might be pretty good. School-related clip art. But these are daily activity. This is talking about back to school down here. So let's look at the keyword research on this. Okay, yesterday. This was just released in January. I don't know what that even is. Last month, not recently, not recently. All right, I'm not seeing a high enough demand in there to make me say, oh my gosh, go start making some daily activity kids clip art. All right, how about the colorful tree with roots? What do we got going here? Colorful tree clip art with roots. Some of those are really pretty. Based on recent orders. Let's go look at the keyword research on this, see what we're seeing. 22 results last week, this month. No sale, no sale. Again, not enough data in here to make me say, go create some really cool tree, colorful tree with root clip art. Cute 3D horse. Again, only 21 competition. Okay, this week, last week, this month, but I'm only seeing like one sale from each. Let's look at this one real quick. Okay, yeah, this is a fairly new listing. But those are cute little like Pixar style clip arts. But I'm not sure it's screaming great sales right now. St. Patrick's Day horse is too late. That's over. Of course, horse clip art right now because of the Derby coming up in what is it, the beginning of May? Those might pick up over the next few weeks because of Derby Day. Right now, what else do we want to look at? Anybody else have anything in particular? Junk journals, just generic PNGs. Let's take a look at those. I don't think we've ever really done just the generic PNGs. Okay, you curse too much. All right, that one, sarcastic. You curse too much PNG. Let's look at the keyword research on that. Sarcastic sayings are usually pretty popular. Well, this one's had 13 sales since it was released maybe a month ago. These are all having sales recently this week. So that's not bad. So I would say, I apologize if the language offends you. But anything that's, I do like this. I should like put this on my Tumblr or something so I have it with me all the time. But this is in 20 carts, so this is pretty good. Um, and it's obviously Everbee's a little behind because this is already saying it had 13 sales and Everbee's saying it didn't have any yet. So they have to catch up a little bit, it looks like. But so sarcastic sayings here, you curse too much and you breathe too much. That's a good one. I'll have to remember that. Maybe I'll try and come up with a prompt that will go with that saying for everybody. Here's a Highland cow with sort of the same saying. This one's had, 24 sales total. But you just have to look. I think the unicorn that's sold, that has sales too. But I think unicorns are starting to. Maybe not. It's in 7 carts. I just think they're starting to fade out. I don't think the unicorn is quite as popular as it has been the last few years. It's been taken over by the Highland cow and, a bunch of the raccoon. I think the raccoon has taken the unicorn's place. Um, so in here, we're just looking at generic, general use PNGs. God turns pieces into masterpieces. And this looks like a design that, yeah, is like broken and torn. So that would be something. See if I can come up with a prompt for that kind of design that you could add your own text to. I try to avoid adding text to much of our prompts just because you know how most of the generators are with text. I'd rather let you just add it yourself rather than have to fight and edit an image. Okay, that's pretty cool. The image is torn and broken. That would be if you use Kittl, you could generate any type of image and put one of their overlays on it, and that would be a design right there. You could do the same thing in Canva, add an overlay to get that look. I could do a video on that because that looks like it is pretty popular. That one, 36 sales. This one's 20 sales. Yeah, this one is listed as a bestseller now. So we could definitely do something like that. A tutorial on how to make this torn and broken design in either Canva or Kittl. That is really neat. So that one wouldn't be bad. That one looks like, especially with Easter coming, that would be a pretty decent. Yeah, the text is just so crazy with most of the generators. I think it's just easier to prompt for the image and then add the text in either Canva or Photoshop or Kittl or, whatever your choice of editor is, because you waste so much time trying to repair that text that it's just not worth it. Okay, Boots and Bling birthday PNG. We could do something. Let's look at here. All right, let's look at the keyword research on this. All right, I am seeing a trend here, without even opening any of these. Boots and Bling birthday PNG. Every one of these on this page is African American women. Obviously, that's a big demand, but I would say the cowgirl theme in general, if or both, yeah, you could do it however. But this here, this Boots and Bling cowgirl thing, the cowgirl aesthetic is supposed to be trending this year anyway, but I'm looking at all of these designs here on this front page, and Insight Factory are all African American. I really think there might be, are we missing a market? Or let me look at this. Birthday Bling cowgirl thing PNG. All right, yeah. I think now there's some here that don't have women on them, but I'm not seeing a lot with white girls. So I think that could be a market gap if you wanted to add a person. But I do like these Boots and Bling. It's a cowgirl thing. Yeah, those are cute. Those are cute designs. Boots and Bling birthday queen. That's cute too. Boots on the ground. But yeah, the sparkly, like disco kind of thing going with the cowgirl aesthetic. Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah, it was Beyonce. Yeah, she did her, what is it, Cowboy Carter or something. And but yeah, I think there's a gap. There's definitely a market gap there. So we'll see. Boots and Bling birthday PNG. But the Boots and Bling and cowgirl thing I know would be good too. That's definitely missing some other representation. Oh my. Here we go. Another sarcastic or boots on the ground is a lyric to song. Oh, is it? See, I don't listen to country music like at all. So I have no idea. Is it Beyonce's? Is it one of Beyonce's songs? but I don't listen to country, so I don't know. Okay, sagging but still gagging. I'm almost afraid to to click on this keyword research. I feel so bad. Sorry. And okay, funny frog, sagging but still gagging. All right, so this is in 12 carts. All right. Okay. That's that is 23 results for sagging but still gagging shirt PNG. Okay. And I'm seeing today, this week, today, this week, this week, this week. So there's and these are all newer listings. So there's a good one to go after if you like the sarcastic and slightly, adult humor styles. You could go down that road. Oh, here's cute. Officially a handful. This would be a cute design. Officially a handful for 5-year-olds. Yeah, that looks cute. Let's take a look at the keyword research on this one. Okay, that one today, this week, today. All right, some good sales signals there, and there's only 31 results. Officially a handful shirt PNG. That is pretty darn good. For 5-year-olds, this is in 11 carts, and this is just a basic black and white one. If you did a more intricate or more colorful one, like, let's see, this one's cute. This one, now I'm seeing this is two different images they're putting here. One for like the back of the shirt, and then a smaller one for the front chest. Now this one is a customizable digital product. They left a space here for the people to put the name, and it's got 8 views in the last 24 hours. So that's again a possibility, a custom digital PNG. Let's look at this one real quick. This one is not personalized, and it is in 5 carts, officially a handful for 5 years old. So that one is really cute too. This one's in 5 carts. The handprint, those are nice. I like these. So officially a handful shirt designs. Officially a handful shirt PNG. That wouldn't be a bad product to look at, a digital product for that style. Here's another one on that same page. We've got 15 listings on the first page, had sales this week with 39 competition. This one that said 12 with 31. So the 5-year-old birthday, officially a handful, is looking pretty good. This broken pieces keeps coming up too on all of them. So on each page we've looked at so far, that a design similar to that has come up. So the various keyword or the various key phrases are all being searched, but they're all low competition. So definitely I think I'm going to have to do a tutorial on how to make those designs. Here comes the sun, baby shower. Here comes the sun PNG baby shower, 60 competition. And that's a really cute design for like a invitation. Baby shower invitations. things like that. That's in 6 carts. That one is cute. If you do, invitation clip art. And here we go, boots on the ground, PNG again. A lot of these are St. Patty's Day, which makes sense because that was just Monday, but we're not going to mess with those since that is over. Okay, the Melanin Rodeo Queen. There you go. Mahjong clip art PNG. I don't know how to play Mahjong, so I don't know how popular it is, but I'm guessing if there's clip art for it, 40 results today, this week, yesterday. So anything to do with Mahjong, I guess I'm saying that right. Maybe. I don't know. For the love of the game. Okay, that's cute. In 6 carts. So that is, games and hobbies like this are always popular. Those are your evergreen designs. So that wouldn't be bad. Mahjong, clip art, PNG. And, that could be, you could do a set of the tiles. You could do something like the love of the game for shirts. Whatever you wanted. These look like just the tiles, dots, different, they kind of look like dominoes. Does anybody play Mahjong? Is it, what am I missing? Guess I'll have to go watch a YouTube video. It's how I learned to do everything. All right, so Mahjong clip art PNG. That looks pretty good too. All right, so let's get out of here. And let's get out of here. Let's go back over here. And let's just look at a couple junk journal things quick before we head out for the day. Let's see. Okay, junk journal words, printable words, ephemera, junk journal words, printable words, junk journal ephemera. Wow. Okay, 99 competition. So let's look at those. These would be pretty easy to create as well. Looks like just little clip arts of words that they could cut. They can print and cut out for in their junk journals. So different words, that would be yesterday, today, this week, yesterday, today. So I'm seeing pretty good sales. Looks like old parchment paper and then just random numbers and letters. These, yeah. So you could do all kinds of stuff like that if you are into any of the junk journaling, junk journal words. Let's see what kind of words we've got here. Okay, these are like anything here. Simple, love you, one day at a time. This is in 12 different carts. So just some little like parchment paper background and words in like a typewriter font is what I'm seeing. These are happy quotes. So again, looks like just some parchment paper background, aged paper and just typewriter, font, happy sayings. So those would be good. Something like that won't be bad. That is one giant long key phrase there. That's just insane. Okay, so that doesn't look bad. Let's see what else. Is Mahjong confusing? I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to have to watch a YouTube video and figure it out. Whole shop access. Oh, I hate those things. Yeah. These are all showing up as, oh, Meadow Fairy. This is cute. Let's just go into the keyword for this. Meadow Fairy Junk Journal. Look on Etsy. That's in 20 carts. Those are really, really pretty. So if you do junk journals, the Meadow Fairy, that only has 67 results for competition. And this week, yesterday, this week, last week, this says not recently, but that's unicorns. I'm not really sure. And that came up because it says Fairy Magical and Meadow Rainbow in two of their tags. So that's why that came up. But the ones with fairies are showing recent sales. This one is just Fairy Tale, and it still has cute little fairies on it. I love those colors too. So if you do junk journal pages, Meadow Fairy Junk Journal. I don't play on the phone either, so I have no idea. I don't know what it's like. So there we go. Meadow Fairy Junk Journal, and then the little quote stickers, they look good. Retro Surreal. This is looking to me to be not quite steampunk, but yes, definitely surreal, vintage. Retro Surreal Junk Journal pages. And yesterday, this week, this month, this week, this week, this week. So these are interesting. These are definitely some unique style of images. I'll have to look around for a mood board for Midjourney because I bet you these would be super easy to create in Midjourney with the right SREF code or mood board code. These are really unique, but they are showing, a pretty decent sales signal and only 57 results. So there we go. Some of those are pretty good. But it is that time, ladies. So we are going to shut her down here. Again, with the tags, overall, they look pretty decent. I think some could probably be better, but you did get a decent mix of highly popular tags and others that had much lower competition to make ranking a little bit easier for them. I would definitely do some A/B testing and put up the same listing, one using Insight Factory tags, one using tags. You could try the tags from the tag and title generator, or you could come up with your own tags and just do some A/B testing, see which listing performs better, and go from there. it's hard to say, you know, which one would be best in the long run. But they didn't look like they were too far off, at least for that particular tumbler. Now, I think each product is gonna be a little bit different. You might have to, take everything with a little grain of salt and go from there. But I hope you guys found some helpful information today, and we'll do this again next Thursday. So have a great afternoon, and I'll see you all next week.